I borrowed from Zach's fridge an Olipop, which is a type of soda, but we're in this new era where people understand that sodas have like a lot of calories and a lot of stuff, and we can basically make those exact same flavors with different things that aren't as calorically dense. And I think it's funny.
This is a terrible intro.
Well, I got it from your fridge.
Describing a health soda.
It's from your fridge. I asked if I could have your
He doesn't
soda.
want to be drinking
Here's
those.
the deal. That was not my soda to give away. Karlee got those, and I just said, sure, you can have it. But I am going to tell her that I told you that you couldn't, and you took it.
Okay, great. So I'm going to get the blame until she hears this podcast, which she'll be the sole listener of, and then she'll find out the truth.
No.
But it'll be too late. You know Liquid Death?
Yes.
So Liquid Death has a bunch of flavors now. It's not just water, sparkling or not. There's a bunch of different flavors. I love to see how this brand has expanded, but they have one called Dr. Death. And we were with friends this weekend and we were staring at it and we couldn't figure out what the flavor was. Do you have guesses? This is
It's
the
not
first
supposed
trivia.
to be a Dr. Pepper substitute?
Wait, is it the diet version of Liquid Death? Is that what it would be?
No, it is It's supposed to be a Dr. Pepper substitute, but it's called Dr. Death. I would have never pieced that together.
Zach did immediately.
I would.
Zach did immediately because he's a soda fiend.
Yeah, but any generic brand Dr. Pepper knockoff, it starts with doctor.
That's not true. Mr. Pibb does not have a doctorate.
Wait, name another knockoff.
Dr. Thunder.
Is Dr. Thunder a thing?
What is
Yeah,
that?
actually, Dr. Thunder is a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed by you right now.
Thank you.
Anyway, I just thought for a company that has previously only sold water, introducing a new flavor called Dr. Water, I wouldn't necessarily think is Dr. Pepper, but it was, and it tasted fine.
Look, Zach, you can stop drinking soda. I want to support you in your health journey.
I did stop drinking soda
Yeah.
altogether.
And I'm proud
No,
of
you
you.
didn't. There's like 4 dozen Sprite chills
Have
in
you
your
noticed
fridge.
there's soda that the reason that they're in there is because I haven't had any of them to drink because of my acid reflux. I haven't had soda in a month and a half.
Well, let me ask you this. Has it helped your acid reflux?
Yes, but I don't
Okay,
know that
well-
it's worth it.
Agreed. Because when we're getting burgs, as we often do, I want to know that you're having a Diet Coke with me.
What's a burg? Like a burger?
Yeah.
Oh, Bergs.
It's also the character that Ryan Reynolds plays in Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
Hey, welcome to Answer For It, the podcast that has a bunch of people answering trivia questions. I'm Elyse Willems. These are my friends. This is AJ Locascio. AJ, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm AJ Locascio, also known in my Jersey Shore name as Tony Calzone.
And we've got Zach Ainer, who is pretty
Here.
cool. He's
Present.
present. And James Willems is also here. Let's move on with the trivia questions.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love that all of
Wow.
a sudden you're the one concerned with brevity. Well, this makes no sense.
And doing things in a timely fashion.
Every story of yours is Inception levels deep.
I just got a text from my mother, and she told me that there is a mechanical bull in a inflatable
He's doing a bit.
house. I'm not doing a bit. It's true.
No.
And she said so it's a mechanical bull in one of those inflatable bounce houses. She's in Puente Cana. And she won $15 at a casino last night.
Okay, so what does this have to do with you trying to speed the podcast along?
I was just giving you an example of the kind of story I might tell.
You
might tell?
I might tell.
wasted our time rather than letting us introduce this in an elegant way.
Dr. Thunder for 12 years.
I'm open to all of this. I was okay with me talking about Dr. Thunder and a
yeah,
long-winded
you would be.
story about soda and AJ's story about his mom and riding that bull.
Are you okay with your intro?
I love all of it. And I think criticism is not for us. It's for the people who are giving us 1-star reviews.
I don't care for talking in groups.
This is a trivia show, so I guess let's get to the trivia. It's a comedy trivia show, though, so you better be funny.
Yeah.
This is a new game here on the show called Pokémon or Pharmaceutical Drug.
Oh, God damn.
I love this. I'm in.
Oh,
So
my God.
I'm going to give you the name of something that could either be a Pokemon or a pharmaceutical drug.
I have a question before the questions. How well do you guys know Pokemon? Because I don't
Very
know.
well.
I do
You
not.
got them all up here.
All right. I don't know. I know the first 3 starters, and that's
yeah.
about it.
Zach?
I just know Pokemon go to the polls. That's all I know.
So we're starting at a deficit here.
All right. So first one up, Milotic. Milotic. Is it a Pokemon?
I don't
Or
know.
is it something that you take for loose bowels?
It doesn't sound complex enough to be a Pokemon.
It sounds like something you would take for like
Milotic.
you can't go to sleep, or like, do you have trouble sleeping? Milotic may cause anal fissures,
Pokemon
and diarrhea.
As well, the first 120, right? What was the first Pokemon? Red and Blue was 120 or
That was 150.
150.
Yeah.
After that, it's too much. Now it's like gotta catch them all. It's not even a possibility.
No.
I'm gonna just go with, for me, pharmaceutical drug, and it's
Yeah.
for sleep.
I'm going pharmaceutical drug for singing.
For singing?
Because melodic.
It's a melodic.
Oh.
It
Zach?
helps. Yeah, it helps you if you can't sing, and then you take it, and then you can sing.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Man,
I
I could really
agree.
use a couple
Loosens
of
the
those.
vocal cords.
So you also think it's a...
Yeah, it's for when you have a melody deficiency,
Okay. All right.
which I don't. La la la.
Is that a melody?
Melody malady. I had to process that.
Whoa.
Thank you. Wow, look at you. Look how proud he is. He's so cute when he's proud.
You did it.
Melodic is an aquatic serpentine Pokemon.
Oh,
So it doesn't even know his singing type.
It's just like underwater singing.
It has a cream-colored body. It has red eyes with long pinkish antennae above them, and it evolves from Phoebus when leveled up with its beautiful condition high enough, or when traded while holding a prism scale.
Oh, that's how I do
Dumbasses.
it. That's how I do it.
You say it has
I
red,
should have
long
known
eyes.
that.
Should
Should have known that.
It has long red eyes. Is that what you
I said
said?
it has red eyes with long pinkish antennae.
It's picturing long red eyes.
Now I'm gonna.
Like a lobster, but longer. Hey, you know Leon the lobster died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad?
And I took me 2 days to bring up the courage to watch that video.
I watched it and I felt sad, but I felt more sad for the guy. I don't think Leon cared.
The person in me who likes gallows humor just pictures this really, really somber moment where he's taking him out of the aquarium, and it's very touching, and then he just throws him in
a pot.
in a
Oh,
trash,
yeah.
trash can.
Oh,
Did
a
he eat
trash
him?
can.
Did he eat him? So that
know.
Leon could
He
be
was
with him
sick.
I
forever?
don't think
Dying lobster?
Was he sick? Do we know?
he couldn't. He was
I
too
don't know
weak to
who
molt.
this is.
It was a lobster that stole the internet's heart. James really liked him.
He's the reason I don't eat lobster. His impact persists to this day in my life.
Was he just?
He was a store-bought lobster that some guy who had an aquarium was like, I wonder if I can just like save this lobster. So he got this lobster from a grocery store tank and then came home and unclipped the things on its hands and helped it do strength claw training because it had atrophied a lot of the muscles in its claws, and then built it this beautiful tank and kept trying like to do these things. And I think 4 years, right?
Yeah, so
He like had him for like 4 years and gave this lobster an extra 4 years. But I guess Leon was too weak to molt and so died in his own skin.
It's very
You can't help him molt?
just, like, pull it off?
He did say that you can do things to help them molt, but you can't just rip them out of their own thing. It's just it's too much.
Then you're
How
preparing
old
him.
does a normal lobster live to if they're not part of Lobster Fest?
I don't know if we know.
I might be pulling this out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure there are lobsters that are enormous that are like 100 years old.
So the theory is that lobsters can just keep growing, right? And just keep growing, like AJ's saying.
Right.
So the way we have traditionally measured is by the size of lobsters that we find. But even with Leon, this guy was saying that because he lived in an aquarium that had no competition, he could eat as much as he wanted. And so under those conditions, a lobster could grow a lot faster than other lobsters. So even the timescale thing is thrown out of whack.
He also said he might have been, boy, we're way off track.
No, this is
hormonally Hormonally, he might have been like the chickens that are like too heavy to stand. Like he may have been genetically modified in some way. It's very sad.
You don't know how old the lobster is before he got to the grocery store and stuff like that too. So
Googled it. Some lobsters are estimated to live 100 to 140 years old.
yeah.
Wow.
I don't know much.
we
It's a
still-
shame there isn't lobster trivia.
We still don't even know how long they can live because some of them don't die due to old age.
Yeah.
Huh.
They died due to molting. It's like you bought a new suit for yourself and you're like, I can't get out. And you just find
die.
your body.
That was my biggest fear as a kid, is trying to take off my t-shirt and just dying. My parents find my body with a Blink-182 t-shirt stretched over my head.
It happened to Leon.
Okay, hey, what's the next Pokemon?
This next question, I'd like to start with a quote from a poem.
Oh, that's just one Pokemon?
Well, it's a segment on the show, so it might come back in the future.
okay,
So-
okay.
I thought it was gonna be a list
okay.
of Pokemon.
Okay.
So I'd like to start this with a quote from a poem. My haunches are grinding into my guts. My poor ass strains to work as a counterweight. Every gesture I make is blind and aimless. My skin hangs loose below me. My spine's all knotted from folding over itself. I'm bent taut as a Syrian bow.
Elyse, your diary should not be part of the trivia question.
All right, Zach, you know I set that up with the caveat that it was from a poem, but it was a good gaffe. It was a good joke. These lines that I just read are a few lines from a poem/letter that this famous 16th century Italian artist wrote to a friend describing his disdain for which of his famous works.
E.T.
The Bible.
My haunches are grinding into my guts.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he's only got feet. It's because his little knees are tucked up into his fat folds.
My poor
And,
ass strains to work as a counterweight.
Yeah. I think that described E.T. perfectly.
I phone home, no one answers.
Yeah. That's my answer.
This was an artist.
Yeah, not just any artist, a famous 16th century Italian artist.
Oh, it's the guy that painted the Sistine Chapel.
Michelangelo?
You think
One
that's
of
what
the
he
turtles. It was one of the turtles.
You think that he wrote, I've already grown a goiter from this torture, hunched up here like a cat in Lombardy?
Yeah. Why wouldn't he write that? I don't know what most of those words mean. I know
That
goiter.
was Mike Myers after making the cat in the
Cat
hat.
All right, lock it in. Zach?
You gotta listen to last week's podcast for most of these references.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
you don't need the context for that. It still works.
The world knows what Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat is. Let's get this party started. Remember that famous line?
Can we just-
Oh, yeah.
Can we just pull that out and then we can just have it on a button and anytime
Yeah.
we press the button, it plays that sound
Let's
out?
get this party started. What accent was he doing? Because he was kind of doing
Like
coffee
a
talk.
Brooklyn. Yeah.
But only sometimes.
It's the cat
What
in
was
the
his
hat
other?
accent.
He had other phrases he would say. I mean, oh yeah, was a big one.
accent. A cat accent.
The cat accent. That's what cats all sound like.
When I was reading the book, I didn't imagine him sounding anything like that. I thought it was a strange
Yeah.
interpretation.
I pictured him as a mute, if
well,
I'm
he
being
talks,
honest.
so that doesn't make any
no,
He does
sense.
my
declare
version.
things.
He
We could
says a
play-
lot.
Yeah.
He mostly says a lot.
just pictured him kind of thinking the
Telepathically.
words.
No,
Yeah.
he comes in and he's like, "Good, hello, children. It's raining outside." Like he speaks a lot. In
Because
the
let's
book.
play up, up, up with the fish. He declares that.
Yeah.
The
with his mouth.
question.
Okay, it's a Pokemon.
You know, now that I'm thinking about the Cat in the Hat, I think that book might actually be an allegory for just the way that kids behave. And then they come up with excuses when they come home and parents come home, they ruin the house, but it was the cat. I don't think the cat actually existed.
You're being a real fish in a tank
Wow.
right now. Okay.
Zach, you've given me a lot to think about here.
Thanks.
And that's his answer.
I don't have a very good knowledge of 16th century
Is it
artists.
Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, or Raphael? We just got to choose one of the four
I
because
feel
that's
like
definitely who
Leonardo
it is.
was before 16th century.
Yeah, that's what I thought
All
too.
right, so
I feel
cross them
like-
off the list.
I feel like they weren't actually contemporaries.
I'll read you
They
another
were just-
line.
They just had an Italian name.
Splinter
It
just had
was-
a hard on for him.
Shredder talking about the technodrome.
My stomach squashed under my chin, my beard's pointing at heaven, my brain's crushed in a casket. My breast twists like a harpy's, my brush above me all the time dribbles paint.
There you
So my
go.
face makes a fine floor for droppings.
Sistine Chapel. Trapple.
I
So that's your
mean,
final answer?
I guess
Trouble.
it has to be a Michelangelo painting the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't ask. He kind of theorized it and didn't present it as an answer.
Well, I said it right in the beginning. I said it's
you
one
kind
of
of
those
just
Ninja
said it into
Turtles.
the ether, and you didn't say.
I said, "Cowabunga, dude! It's me. I'm painting. My knees are
He
up.
didn't
in
say
my breasts."
Michelangelo because he didn't know Michelangelo.
Gotta say,
I don't know
I've
which
seen
one's
this, the Sistine Chapel, and I'm inclined to agree.
Not a fan.
Eh,
You
Yeah.
think it's meh?
eh.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, you're right.
Hey,
Nice.
And
I've been on the Epcot ride. I know.
He hated the Sistine Chapel.
I would too.
Makes two of us.
Like he hated it because it was such a burden for him, or he didn't think it was any good.
It was a burden. I think he also considered it to be more commercial work than true artistry.
Huh, that's funny to think of. I mean, I guess he is doing it for the Catholic Church, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
They are
but
the...
he hid that brain in there. He hid that brain in there, right?
What?
Adam touching God and Adam the fingers touching like that or whatever. But then he hid God is lying in the brain, going, God is all in our mind.
Have you been talking to my dad?
Another callback.
I'll call
the
back
last
previous-
episode.
Hey, buddy, the Sistine Chapel is actually it's a big branch, because the aliens would...
Guys, it's a very well established
You
theory.
got some
Okay.
dolphins in the Sistine Chapel up there. It's just, you look at it as it's got the brain, but it's of a dolphin.
What sounds
You made
more
my
like
dad
your
more
dad?
drunk.
Yeah, what sounds
I
more
think
like
Zach's going to be... Zach's... my dad doesn't drink, but if he did, maybe that's what he would sound like.
We all know your dad's a lush.
He quit soda.
Yeah, I have one of those Ollipops, and oh boy, I'm going to have a great night.
I'll be talking to dolphins all night.
All night, I'll be fire up Echo the Dolphin. Him and I'll be communicating back and forth. I'll say, go up, go down. He listens to me.
Next question. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants follows four best friends who buy a mysterious pair of pants that fits each of them despite their different sizes.
Correct.
Finally, a question for me.
Yep.
All right, next question.
They share the pants equally as they spend their first summer apart. Only one of these lines is actually said in the 2005 film adaptation. Which is it? 1. If a guy tried to come between us, he'd have to get through the pants first. 2. We wore our hearts on our legs that summer. 3. I think we have been very, very wrong about the pants. 4. Only through wearing those pants do we find ourselves and each other.
So only one of the lines is real.
Only one is real.
Oh, God. I think...
Want me to read them again?
We wore our
Want me
hearts
to
on
read
our
them
pants.
again?
No, that's an Elyse line.
Shall I read them again?
That's an Elyse line.
If
for
a guy
sure.
tried to come between us, he'd have to get through the pants first.
No.
We wore our hearts on our legs that summer. I think we have been very, very wrong about the pants. Only through wearing those pants did we find ourselves and each other.
I think it's number 3. I think it's we've been very, very wrong about the pants. Because the first one doesn't make any sense because they
If
would
a guy
be
tried to come between us, he'd have to
there's
get through the pants first.
they don't even interact with each other in the movie. They go off in 4 separate places and have their own individual stories. So there'd be
Wow. Okay, so you're actually referencing the plot of the movie to try to figure this out.
So there'd be no point where there would be animosity between 2 of them because of the pants. It does happen in the second movie where one of them does come to visit the other one at theater camp.
Wow.
But
Wait. Have you seen these movies?
I've seen the second one, and I had to read the first one in college because I was in a writing the young adult novel class. Wow. And so I had to read it. So the first one, I'm pretty sure they all just go off in different places or whatever. And then it's just tagging in on different stories, and they each have the pants with them for that point of the story. The second movie, though, I do know that there's some interaction. So I don't think there's any boy that would come between them and the pants in
Zach,
the first one.
Disagree? Agree?
I was going to say the first one because it feels like something that would be written as a double entendre in a movie of that time.
The boy in the pants?
Yeah, they'll have to come between us and the pants.
Wait, ew.
That's a double? I don't like that as a double entendre.
What's the line? No.
If a guy tried to come between us, he'd have to get through the pants first.
That's the double entendre you want? I don't think so.
I'm going to go with hearts on our pants.
We wore our hearts on our legs that summer.
We wore our hearts on our legs
Because it's
that
like
summer.
instead of our hearts on our sleeves,
No.
we wore our hearts on our
That's
legs.
an Elyse
It's an
line.
Elyse line
It's
for
very
sure,
funny. It's
but
got to feel like
I
a
love
funny
it.
Elyse line.
I like it, and I'm going to choose it just because I like it.
The
Okay.
third one is...
I think we have been very, very wrong about the pants.
That's such a stupid line, but it also kind of, I think, makes sense in the context of the movie.
I don't know anything about this movie.
And then the fourth line,
How are they wrong about the pants? Because they all fit into the pants, and the pants are meaningful to them.
yeah, but they didn't understand why they were all fitting into the pants. And at the end of the movie, they probably I think they all come back together and they go, we were very, very wrong about these pants.
I would love it if we just cut right now and then we come back to this podcast after we've all watched the movie.
Both movies.
Every movie.
Yeah, we didn't need to watch the second one, but we just throw it on anyway.
Yeah. And then the fourth line,
Only through wearing those pants did we find ourselves and each other.
I mean, that sounds very much in line with the theme of the movie, but I also feels maybe like Elyse read the summary of the movie and identified that was almost exactly the theme. So I don't know. I think it's between the last two, and I'm going to go with the third. I'm going to go with the third one because it still seems silly enough to be in the movie.
I think we have been very, very wrong about the
Yeah, because it seems like such a funny, stupid line.
Oh, what is it, Elyse? Where did we land?
Wow, James is the script doctor on this one, the script Dr. Pepper, because it is, I think we may have been very, very wrong about the
Yes.
It's a hilarious line.
Yes.
I don't know how it's delivered or what context it's used in the film, but I saw it and I thought it was because it's like a monster movie thing where like the alien, you don't know that the alien is actually in the cargo hold, and you're like, I think we have been very, very wrong about the pants.
Yeah.
Has it been sucking the life force out of them?
No, it just fits all of them and their life experiences while they're each wearing the pants, because they're all four best friends, but then I believe they spend a summer apart and they're having but they have these pants and they keep mailing the pants back and forth to each other, and it fits all of them, even though some of them, there's no way these pants could fit them. So I think they were wrong about the pants. They thought they were just pants, but they were wrong about the pants.
Don't know that every summer you wear these pants takes 5 years off your life expectancy.
It's like the Halloween tree. They give up a certain amount of their life so that the pants can keep living.
The Wishes from Neverending Story Part 2.
I
want another pair of pants.
Hey, should we all have traveling pants?
Yeah,
we can try. I don't know that ours will fit.
Well,
but maybe
elastic.
we'll be wrong about the pants.
That's what they were wrong about, is that it's actually a stretchy pair, and none of them realized that they were not normal denim.
What if we did something else, like a traveling earring that we all wore, but then we passed on an infection?
Yeah, I'm sure that happened with the pants too. That's James's least favorite things, earrings. Why would you bring that up in front of him?
Especially infections. And I'm pretty sure the reason I have such an issue with it is because in second grade there was a girl who got her ears pierced and it got all infected and she didn't take her earrings out, and every single day I would sit behind her in class and I would see her ears and the infection would grow and grow and grow, and now when I see earrings they freak me out.
Did she die?
She's dead now.
Yeah, all that's left is her earring.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I got that one right.
Yeah,
they're fine movies. It's good. They're fine.
Do they hold up?
Yeah, I think they're perfect. They're perfect.
I was talking about the pants.
Oh yeah, that's the beauty of them. You don't even need a belt.
I feel like that seems like it's ripe for a direct to streaming sequel,
a follow up.
Those
a miniseries.
Actresses in their 40s.
You could for sure readapt it as a series, like Lee said.
What is the national animal of Scotland?
The national animal of Scotland.
Hold on real quick. Olive, our beautiful pug who sits with us,
could
here
be the
as we
national
record
animal
this,
of Scotland.
Just readjusted herself so that way her whole face mushed up against the base of the tripod holding AJ's microphone.
I fixed her.
And it's just the cutest little thing in the world. Sorry. The national mascot of Scotland is Olive, the beautiful pug.
The sheep. Olive, the sheep. I'm going to go with the sheep.
It's a sheep.
It's a sheep.
Because we're always seeing them on the moors and the highlands.
Yeah, or werewolf. Is it a werewolf?
Oh, that's a cool one.
That would be a cool one. Has anyone ever chosen a national animal that is debatable
or whatever? Yeah.
Debatable whether they exist?
We should write a script called The
Jersey
Werewolves
Devil.
of Scotland.
That is our mascot. That's what they called the Devil State.
I'm going to go with an elephant.
We just saw them and we liked them.
They're great for us. You know, they can paint.
In the Olympics?
A national animal of Scotland. Yeah, I mean, I would think like a ram or something, you know, like
Sheep feels safe, but it's also the boring answer. So I'm going to go with, I'm going to lock in werewolf.
whoa. What Mel Gibson.
This is an animal,
Hey.
a creature. This is a creature, I should say.
creature.
You see it on
Like
crests.
like a dragon?
You know?
Oh,
You
a
see it
griffin.
on crests.
Oh, a griffin. We have to lock something.
It could
in
be
here, 'cause
mythical.
Something about I've noticed in the episodes we've done of this is that sometimes we'll say the right answer, but we don't lock it in, so at least doesn't count it.
Yeah.
Which I think is fair.
I'll tell you, this creature symbolizes purity, innocence, masculinity, and power.
Oh, it's James Willems.
Badger.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you were Scottish. Unicorn.
Oh, that's an
interesting.
interesting
Purity.
guess.
It wouldn't be a drag. I mean, I guess it could be a dragon, but I wouldn't think of a dragon as being very pure. They get around town. They're dirty. They're sloppy.
They be dragging that ass
Dragging that
all over the
ass.
place.
Let's think of our favorite mythical
Heraldic
The
beasts.
chupacabra.
chimera.
The hippogriff. Well, I'm trying to think of what
The
would be on a.
Sphinx. The Sphinx makes, when I think Scotland, I think the Sphinx.
All right. Lock that in for James. Let's see. There's hippogriffs, there's griffins, there's dragons, there's the lions.
Hang on. Is the hippogriff not an invention for Harry Potter?
No, it's an actual thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's not an actual
She didn't really invent any animals.
She didn't invent anything. That,
except maybe the thestral. I think everything else is from something else.
Not a dragon, but potentially still a wyvern.
I'm going to go with werewolf.
You lock it in werewolf?
I'm locking in werewolf.
You know what? It won't be right, but it's my answer.
I like the griffin. I think it's the best of all animals. A lion that can fly. I think it's pretty great. So I'm going griffin.
I'm going to say Griffith from Guts.
I'm going with B.
The bee?
It's just the bee, one solid
the mighty bee.
Well, I will say, AJ, I like Werewolves of Scotland, but we already got Werewolves of London. Okay. And James, you said the griffin.
The griffin.
The griffin. I associate that more with, the UK coat of arms. Zach,
okay.
bees?
Yes.
I mean, maybe in somewhere else recognizes the bee for its power, but AJ, you almost had it. It's the unicorn.
Wow.
That was a good
I'm comfortable
guess.
being wrong about that one because I think werewolf was a real contender.
Only virgin maidens or Scottish kings could tame unicorns in Celtic folk tales. In folklore, the chivalrous unicorn and the lion were described as arch enemies and often fought in eternal battle.
Wow. Are unicorns, do they originate from Celtic lore? Or is it just something that they also got in on? It's like a horse head on a man's body.
Are you asking if the Scottish culturally appropriated the unicorn?
kind of, or if there is another culture out there that was also like, what if it had a horn?
I feel like everything came from like the Sumerians, where it's just like, they made it all up and we all piecemeal stole our religion and myths from them.
Okay.
That's probably what happened.
All right, I don't know.
So the werewolf was the right answer because inside every unicorn is a man who is also a wolf.
Because, all Scottish men are so hairy.
Yeah, that's what they say.
And they go out beneath the moonlight and they come back like beasts.
Would you all prefer a question about something to do with the entertainment industry or more to do with kind of like American geography?
Entertainment.
American geography, of course.
No, I'm going to say entertainment. I'm tired of America.
Okay, let's see.
But geography is...
I don't know how to get out of my own apartment.
Well, it's not necessarily geography, but okay. Tweety Bird, the frequent foil of Sylvester the cat, was originally a different color. What color was he, and why did the studio censors demand he be yellow instead?
I'm going to say pink because it feels like something a bunch of like old white men in the 50s would be like, we don't like that pink bird.
I feel like it'd be like, the ink for this costs too much. We have to save money on ink, so make them yellow because it costs less to do yellow ink or something.
I'm going to say red because they didn't want to see a bird that was associated with communism outsmarting a cat.
Oh my gosh, I'm 100% behind Zach right now. I think it was red. I agree with Zach.
I think 100%. It was the Red Scare, these communist pinkos and their cartoons.
Yes,
this comes up a lot with us. We bring up a lot of communism in our wee little pod.
Pretty influential little movement.
I'm going to go with pink just because I'm imagining it's similar to that. Them being like, this color frightens us. We're scared of the pink color.
Tweety Bird was kind of like a big deal on clothing at a time, right?
Well, a lot of with the Warner Brothers, Marvin the Martian and Tweety Bird.
Tasmanian Devil.
That was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Taz, Tweety, and Marvin were like, for some reason, that was the thing to wear.
Because they were like hard.
Yeah,
they came back like hard.
And
people were like, they were definitely the hardest.
Hell yeah, I felt hard as hell in those t-shirts.
Yeah. You still can.
Did we all own a Tasmanian Devil shirt?
Yeah, I 100% did.
I didn't.
100%
My best friend, he loved Marvin. He got big into Marvin the Martian.
How can you be? How can you become a big Marvin? Like, what do you do?
You get like stickers. You get stuff. You get some clothes that has Marvin the Martian. You just get Marvin.
But you can't like see, and does he watch a lot of like Duck Dodgers?
No,
and,
you don't have to watch any of it. You just kind
like
of be
the
like,
icon.
aesthetically, I'm a Marvin the Martian guy.
It's kind of like Nike. There's
And
like
he
a
was.
Nike show you can watch. You just
I
have to-
wanted to become a Marvin the Martian guy. I went through an era where I was like, I want a Marvin the Martian watch. I want a Marvin the Martian shirt.
Yeah.
And luckily, we didn't have money to buy those things.
Oh, thank God.
was luckily.
Thank God. You can go do it now, though.
I'm going to lock in pink, although I do love Zach's answer. I'm
Yeah.
going to say werewolf.
I'm agreeing with Zach.
And so you think, I asked two parts of this, like why did they ask for it to be changed and what the color was?
Oh.
So you think pink because...
I think pink because they were probably frightened by the color. They thought it was too girly.
Oh.
This color's too girly. I like a Tweety Bird that is neither male nor female. I want people to wonder for years.
Pink used to be a masculine color, and then it switched to blue.
You know, AJ? Did you know that,
I did
AJ?
not know that, but in the
that?
50s, was it?
I like the idea of Zach telling us this because he got like a red sock in his washing machine and all his clothes now are pink. And he's like, it used to be a very masculine
old
color.
masculine.
I wear pink a lot.
You do. Yeah.
It's a good color.
It's a good color.
Nothing
And
wrong.
with me, it's a pretty masculine color. 'Cause I'm a pretty masculine guy.
Every color you wear is masculine. And red because of the communists.
Right. Correct.
All right.
Okay. AJ was correct. But not entirely. He was originally pink, but the censors thought he looked too naked, which sit on that for a minute.
That makes sense. Flesh Tony.
But
Yeah.
what clothes is he wearing as a yellow
Yeah,
bird?
but he's covered in fur. Yellow means he's covered in fur.
His feathers.
Feathers or whatever. Yeah, feathers.
Pink would
But
like it's
pink-
just he's a hairless
pink
bird,
is just a
featherless.
disgusting little, like an embryo that fell out.
Yeah.
Fetus.
I kind of prefer this, honestly. I kind of want to bring back hairless
Are
Tweety.
there any examples of cartoons where he's pink?
A pink cartoon character?
No, Tweety Bird, like old original ones.
Sure, there has to be. Just like old Daffy was real messed up. When
I want to see this and see how naked that bird looks.
I don't think so. I think they probably destroyed the original. Oh, well, hang on. Okay.
The original Marvin the Martian.
Oh, I do remember this.
There's Orson, I guess, who was another Tweety Bird.
Yeah, just like a hairless. There was a parrot
yeah.
on. I guess
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I get that.
they look ill. They don't look like that bird looks like it would have a belly button and you'd be able to, if it bent over, you'd be like, ha.
So Marvin the Martian had like a skirt on, like a metal skirt. And he was dressed that way because he was from Mars, which is the Roman god of war, correct?
That's got to be it, right?
That's why.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's many steps.
Many layers.
But,
But he talked like this, just like the Romans.
or Mr. Bean.
Well, oh, look at all the guns.
Yeah, I never got into Marvin the Martian. I had some Marvin the Martian soap as a kid that smelled like apples, and it lasted forever because I never wanted to use it, and it was disgusting.
A good duo costume would be Marvin the Martian and Duck Dodger.
Yeah, you can go for that. He also has a dog. He has like that weird space dog that sometimes will accompany him.
Yeah.
Who had a name. What are we recording? Do people listen to this show, you think? We don't know. We haven't released any
and
episodes
I think
yet.
they're going to want...
I think they're listening
They're okay.
They
You can
also
cut all
are
this
going to
out.
want Zach to get into his Marvin the Martian era now, I think.
now that I have the cash.
Yeah, you got that Marvin the Martian cash. My God, I would love to see you in your Marvin the Martian era, but like Flava Flav, but with all Warner Brothers store Marvin the Martian merch, just weighted down with
Oh, do they
thousands
still
of
have
pounds.
a WB store?
No, they closed when they merged with AOL.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah,
Maybe for Christmas we all chip in and we get Zach a NASCAR style Marvin the Martian jacket.
Oh, that, he
Wonderful.
looks super
you
masculine
look
in
so
that.
hot, dude.
Yeah.
I look so good.
Yeah, we'd have to put a governor on your chair because you'd be going too fast all the time. Like, Zach, please wait up. Would you just make Marvin the Martian noises as you go by?
Just give me my pink Tweety Bird.
Is Zach naked?
Naked bird.
Jimi Hendrix was a great guitarist, but even he could be a real mushy spud at times. His ex-girlfriend, Kathy Mary Etchingham, claims that Hendrix wrote the song The Wind Cries Mary as an apology to her for doing what?
He was Little Spoon and he farted on her tummy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Instead of kissing the sky, he,
kissed her.
with his farts on her tongue.
I mean, that's worthy of a song, and he's embarrassed about it. He's not happy about it. He didn't do it proudly.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a Dutch oven guy. He was just like, I'm so sorry.
It has something to do with food.
Yeah, what I said.
He ate a lot of beans. And then he farted on her tummy.
Yeah.
I was going to say he accidentally made her a meal that she was allergic to, and he just felt so bad. I knew that you were allergic to kidney beans, but I made that chili.
And he farted on her tummy. Food? Food thing. Did he give her food poisoning?
The clue is in the question.
Oh.
So if y'all were listening closely.
We weren't.
Of course.
I can confirm that we were not listening.
There's
Jimi
a lot to
Hendrix.
process. There's the name of the song.
The wind cries Mary.
Oh, it does have to do with the fart.
So that's why you went to fart.
Yeah,
Let's
that's why I
just say
thought you
that's
said
why.
that.
Yeah, let's just say that's why.
But wouldn't that make her more upset?
chopped-
Like
he-
if a guy farts on your stomach and then you write a whole apology song that's about wind, wouldn't that really not be an apology?
He chopped onions while he was making dinner for her.
Oh.
And then the onions made her cry when she came
okay.
over.
Oh, that's smart.
None of this sounds worthy of a song, truly.
No, it really doesn't.
I'll read the
Or an
question
apology.
again.
Okay. All
Jimi
right.
Hendrix was a great guitarist, but even he could be a real mushy spud at times.
Oh, potatoes.
Yeah, Zach, we got it. We all got it.
Yeah, potatoes.
We all got it.
Sorry.
All right. Well,
It's
that was
very
it.
obvious with the context of Lee saying there's a clue in it, and it's when I say spud.
So he made a potato and he was real sorry about it.
What happened was she made some mashed potatoes, and I guess he didn't like them, so he berated her for the mashed potatoes. They weren't up to snuff for him. She said, he comes along and tastes them with the fork and says they're all lumpy. I knew he couldn't cook himself, and that's how the argument started. It ended with my screaming and shouting, throwing the plates on the floor and marching out.
What a lame story for a song. Wow. We all got to listen to this song now and just be like, this is over a fight for mashed potatoes. It's amazing how I feel like those are always the most volatile fights you'll ever have in any relationship, as it starts with something so stupid. And then that's it's never something like actually important. It's lumpy potatoes. That'll be what breaks you up. That's what causes the divorce between
Well, it's the straw that broke the camel's back. I'd like to see what happened in the weeks and months leading up to those potatoes.
perfect potatoes up to that.
Yeah.
That's why he was so upset. He was like, I know you make better potatoes than
Jimmy, just buy a left-handed guitar. You don't have to play it upside down. It's driving me crazy.
That's a pretty good impression of the
woman.
the woman that was married or dating.
Yep.
Which comic book character did Michael Jackson want to play so much that he considered buying Marvel?
Spider-Man.
You knew this.
Sorry, I should have waited.
Did you know this? Do you know the details?
I did know this.
Wait, what was the rest of the question? I want to know about.
He wanted to play Spider-Man. So
And he was considering buying Marvel comics in the 90s. Talk
Holy
to Stan
crap.
Lee.
Could you imagine how awesome that would be?
I'm swinging. Yeah, Mary Jane.
Yeah. He also wanted to play Peter Pan and Hook, and Spielberg said, absolutely not.
But he got to play the Wiz.
Captain EO. What?
he got to play the Scarecrow and the
The
Wiz.
Wiz. The Scarecrow.
Yeah, with the Reese's cup on his nose.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I blew that question for you.
No. So do you know more about it? Or that's all?
I just know that he was like in the 90s too, right?
Yeah.
So like he would have been old for Peter Parker even then, but he wanted to play Peter Parker, right?
I guess, but maybe he tried to play. Oh, no. Maybe he wanted to be Uncle Ben.
What?
What?
I want to get shot. Let me Google
What?
it.
Wait, hold on. This gets even. I love this.
What was the question? What? Wasn't the question he wanted to be Spider-Man?
Which comic book character do you want to play? I guess, yeah.
He wanted to be his favorite comic book character, Uncle Ben.
Yeah. He was a big fan of the rice.
Right, of course.
Maybe it was like, okay, he at one point was going to be Uncle Ben.
Re-
That was going to be
really?
the compromise.
He realized that he was inappropriate casting for Peter Parker, and he loved the property so much he didn't want to ruin it, but he still wanted to be involved, so he wanted to be Uncle Ben.
Okay. The
No,
entire
I don't think he wanted to be Uncle Ben.
I think he
don't
did.
want to-
I think he did because I heard it on a podcast. Answer for it.
Oh.
They talked
okay, so
about it
must
on a
be true.
podcast, and they said he wanted to be on Uncle Ben.
So.
Because he had a cameo in Man in Black 2, right?
Yes,
Did, but as a
himself.
freakish alien person, where they're
Yes.
just like, look at that alien, what a freak.
Was he-
They made
was
a
he
big deal
M?
out of it.
So
Wasn't
there-
he Agent M or something?
There's a story that like he may have influenced Sony's acquisition of Spider-Man, and then part of that discussion was, oh, he'll be Uncle Ben because he's a little too old to play Peter Parker. He didn't get the property himself, but then Sony was like, no, you're not going to be Uncle Ben. So they gave him that Men in Black cameo as kind of a make good
Like
sort
a
of
Zoom
thing.
They
call.
go, we know you want to be this character that is kind of like a catalyst character for one of Marvel's greatest superheroes of all time. Unfortunately, we can't do that for you. But what we can do is call you an alien to your face and mock you openly in Men in Black 2.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if he had been Uncle Ben and then they had used his song Ben over the closing credits of Spider-Man.
I'm just picturing
Jackson
Sam
has
Raimi.
a song called Ben.
Yeah, it's really a little sad little song.
Is it?
Is it about Uncle Ben? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was someone who shot me, but it turns out it was Sandman.
I would love to see the Sam Raimi Spider-Man beat for beat, same exact movie, but Michael Jackson as Uncle Ben.
I'm sure someone can make it.
God.
We have the technology now to make that happen.
Technology. Did someone pass? It suddenly smells very stinky in here. Did anyone fart?
You're sitting right above Olive. Things happen.
Olive?
Things happen. And you have nothing to be ashamed of, Olive.
No, you're perfect and your farts are beautiful. Man, I really do want to. I mean, I guess with AI technology, that's the only time I'll allow
We
it.
saw Ace Ventura in Middle Earth.
Yeah, but that was just someone just rotoscoped him out and put him in.
Well, we can do that with Michael
It was
Jackson.
real clean, though. Real clean.
It was
It's
real
seamless.
clean.
It's
Yeah.
really seamless. I thought it was a whole different movie. I thought he was there.
Well, I guess you all answered some good questions here. James really nailed that Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants one.
I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, you did.
I'm really proud of that. I can't wait for more questions about Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants and or Holes. Because I'll probably get
Holes.
Yeah,
With
because
Shia
that was
LaBeouf?
also another one of the books I read in that class.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was a good class. That teacher was great.
All right.
She
What was their name?
really loved Rose was her name, but she really loved young adult novels like more than any other human being I've ever imagined. So
Are you sure this was a college class? Because all of these books that you've mentioned so far are the books that we read in 6th grade.
yeah, but it was for writing them. So we would read these books intended for younger audiences to
Well,
learn how they were written.
I'm not convinced.
Elyse is the only one that's written a young adult book so far.
Well, it's more for kids.
It's a
more for
kid's book.
children.
Which
No
kids
way.
are kids
No
young?
way.
Kids are young adults.
That's got to be at least a 9th grade reading level. Like Halloween House. I didn't know the word bramble until I was in 9th grade.
You read it. You really read it.
You learn the words because that's what I remember reading books and be like, don't know that word anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
You don't know how that's pronounced anyway, moving on. You just blitz through it.
And like people listening to this podcast, they're like, I don't know what the hell they're talking about, but you just keep listening.
Well-
you just keep listening every week.
We're the white noise of podcasts.
I think Elyse could write a horror version of Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Oh
You should
my
take
gosh.
it and you should write your horror version.
I want to
of it.
write The Werewolves of Scotland.
Oh yeah.
And I definitely think a Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants horror would be pretty amazing, like figuring out what that item is and what it's doing to them.
Yeah.
Taking
Never
years off their
fit.
Traveling.
lives.
Those
shoes.
pants, they never fit.
Yeah.
They're not coming off.
Too tight, too loose. They'll always embarrass you.
4 friends find a pair of jeans, right, that are possessed, and they say, well, if we split up, then the pants can't track us. And then it tells the story of their summers apart from each other as the pants stalk individually each of them and torment them and
Wait, did
ultimately
the pants
kill them.
walk around on their own?
Yes.
Pants, yeah,
Like
the
a
pants.
cowboy, like stiff-legged, like shunk.
Yeah.
One of them
okay.
gets a package in the mail with no return address, and it's the pants.
It's the
and
pants.
they call up the other friend and they say, "Claire, I can't believe you sent me the pants. Like, what are you doing?" And she's like, "I didn't send you those pants."
The pants
He goes,
set themselves.
"Boo-doo-doo."
Yeah,
Claire's dead. Oh my God.
that's the answering message they get.
Yeah.
Well, another good one.
Thanks for listening. If you like this podcast, share it with someone that you hate. We do semi-regular live shows at Dynasty Typewriter. If it streams, you can watch it from anywhere. And if we have one coming up, then check the description for a link to that.
And watch AJ Locascio in X-Men 97.
You don't really get to watch him. He just does the voice.
Yeah, you can just they take all my body movements too, all the flipping and the punching.
Didn't Tom Hanks do all the body
He
movements
did,
for it?
unfortunately. Tom Hanks plays all the characters in
Yeah.
X-Men 97, but just the body. Well, you coming? That's the only line I know from Polar Express. Well, you coming? And probably Merry Christmas at some point, I would imagine. It's probably uttered by him.
This train will kill ya. That's my favorite line from that movie.
Is that really a line?
No, but you believed it.
I mean, it's very true. You get on that train, you're not likely to live.
And follow Zach on Instagram because he makes some pretty incredible content there.
Does he?
Very funny.
That's all right. It's fine.
Yeah,
Solid
he's being
6.
modest.
Solid
I watched a thing where you went to get a bagel before I knew you. It was you traveling around New York trying to get a bagel, I think. You went to like pick a bagel or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went and got a bagel before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed
Most
like
of us
something I
don't
would
film
do.
it, so it was memorable.
Outside of the podcast, we're all up to things.
Yeah. This was about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You bought a bagel.
I'm still coasting on that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, cabs are here.
Oh, there it is.
Can I
Her
say-
classic
can I
line, the
say it
cabs are
again?
here.
Yeah.
Can I do that at the end of every
you can
episode?
sign us off
cabs
with
are
the
here.
cab line.
That's you can say that.